Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to live an entire day completely in English? From the moment you wake up to the moment you drift off to sleep, every thought, every word, every conversation flowing naturally in a new language. Imagine starting your morning with a simple cup of coffee, heading out into the bustling city, meeting friends, working, shopping, relaxing at home, and experiencing it all in English without hesitation. In this journey, you'll discover not only how to describe your daily life, but also how to think, feel, and connect in English effortlessly. Let's step into that world together. Have you ever felt that frustrating moment when you wanted to say something in English, but the words just disappeared? You open your mouth to speak, and suddenly your mind goes blank. Or maybe you start a sentence, only to hesitate halfway, searching desperately for the right word while your confidence quietly slips away. Perhaps you find yourself repeating the same few safe phrases over and over again, wishing you could speak as naturally and effortlessly as you do in your native language. If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone, and today we're going to do something about it. Instead of feeling stuck, you speak freely. The words come to you naturally, almost without thinking. Your sentences flow smoothly, your voice sounds confident, and you enjoy every moment of the conversation. That's exactly what we're aiming for, and it all begins with one simple but powerful exercise: the 2-minute English challenge. It might sound small, but it's designed to reveal your strengths, uncover your weak spots, and set the stage for rapid improvement. Here's how it works. I want you to close your eyes, yes, really close them, and for the next 2 minutes, describe your day yesterday in English. Don't stop, don't overthink, don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. Maybe you'll talk about what you ate for breakfast, where you went, who you met, or something interesting that happened. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to keep speaking without pausing to translate in your head. When you try this, you might notice certain patterns. Maybe you hesitate when you don't know a word. Maybe you repeat the same expressions, or your grammar starts to break down when you're thinking too fast. These moments aren't failures. They're golden clues. They show you exactly where you need to focus your practice so you can grow stronger, faster. And here's the exciting part. That feeling of frustration you might have just experienced? That's the starting point of real change. Because once you can clearly see the barrier, you can break it down. Today marks the first step toward speaking English with ease, and the 2-minute challenge is your wake-up call. It's not about testing you. It's about freeing you from the fear of making mistakes and teaching you to keep going no matter what. Over the next hour, we'll turn that challenge into a game plan. I'll guide you through speaking exercises, show you how to shadow like a native speaker, and teach you the core patterns that make everyday English flow naturally. By the time we're done, you won't just practice English, you'll live it. This is more than a lesson. It's the first chapter in your transformation from hesitant learner to confident communicator. And it all begins right now. If you truly want to make English a natural part of your life, you have to go beyond simply learning words and grammar. You need to live it, breathe it, and weave it into your daily routine. That's where the 30-day shadowing challenge begins. Imagine waking up each morning knowing that for the next 20 to 30 minutes, you'll be actively training your mouth, your ears, and your brain to think and speak like a native speaker. This isn't about memorizing long vocabulary lists or drilling grammar exercises until you're bored. It's about real connection, real conversation, and building a foundation that will carry you for the rest of your English-speaking life. The method is simple but incredibly powerful: shadowing. You listen and speak at the same time, just like singing along to your favorite song. You don't pause to think about the words, you feel the rhythm, the tone, and the natural flow. This technique pushes you to move your mouth muscles in the exact patterns native speakers use, training them to respond automatically without hesitation. You'll be amazed how quickly your speech becomes smoother, more confident, and more natural. And here's the best part. You're not alone in this journey. Every day for the next 30 days, you'll join me for short, focused lessons designed to fit into your busy life. Each lesson builds on the one before, stacking new vocabulary, sentence patterns, and expressions in a way that feels effortless. By repeating, imitating, and practicing with me, you'll absorb English the way children learn their first language, through patterns, repetition, and real-life context. We'll focus on the kind of English you actually use, talking about your daily routine, making small talk, ordering food, sharing your opinions, and describing your experiences. You'll hear real examples, repeat them with me, and use them immediately in your own conversations. By the end of each session, you won't just know new words, you'll own them. They'll roll off your tongue when you need them most. I've seen this method change the lives of thousands of students from over 25 different countries. Students who once froze in conversation now speak freely and confidently. People who struggled to find words now express themselves with ease. And it all started with small daily steps, just like the ones you're about to take. So, as we move from our opening curiosity into action, I invite you to commit to this challenge. Think of it as your personal journey to fluency, one day at a time. In just 30 days, you'll not only see the difference, you'll feel it every time you open your mouth to speak. This is more than a lesson. It's the start of living your life in English, naturally and confidently. And it all begins right now. Now that you understand the power of shadowing and the commitment you've made to this 30-day challenge, it's time to step fully into the experience. Today, we're not just going to talk about English, we're going to live it together. From the first moments of morning light to the peaceful quiet before sleep. You and I will walk through an entire day, side by side, in English. Every sight, every sound, every action will be an opportunity to strengthen your fluency and build your confidence. This isn't a boring classroom exercise. This is real-life language learning, where the words you speak connect directly to the life you live.
Our journey begins at sunrise. You open your eyes, stretch, and greet the world in English. As we move through the morning, you'll hear me describe my own routine, waking up, brushing my teeth, making coffee, and you'll repeat each sentence with me, matching my tone and rhythm. When I say I wake up at 6:30, you say it with me. When I say I make a cup of coffee, you echo the words, letting them flow naturally. By doing this, you're training your brain to think in English before your native language even has time to interfere. Next, we'll get ready for the day together. I'll describe what I'm wearing, the colors, the textures, the choices I make, and then I'll ask you to do the same. Maybe you're wearing a blue shirt, comfortable jeans, or your favorite shoes. Speaking these simple, everyday details in English may seem small, but these are the exact building blocks that will help you speak fluidly in real situations. Once we're dressed, it's time to step out into the world. We'll commute together, maybe by tram, bus, or on foot, describing what we see along the way. The busy streets, the people hurrying to work, the sounds of the city waking up. You'll learn to say things like, I take the bus to work, or I see tall buildings, without pausing to translate in your head. By midday, we'll share lunch. I'll introduce you to new food vocabulary and expressions for ordering politely at a restaurant, whether it's, I'd like the salad please, or, can I have a coffee with milk? You'll repeat after me and feel your mouth shaping the words more easily with every phrase. We'll also make time for small but meaningful moments. Shopping for groceries, meeting a friend at a cafe, enjoying an afternoon walk. These are golden opportunities to practice speaking naturally. You'll not only expand your vocabulary, but also learn the rhythm and intonation that make English sound smooth and authentic. And as evening arrives, we'll wind down together, changing into comfortable clothes, preparing dinner, reflecting on the day. Every action, every description is a chance to practice. By the time we say goodnight, you'll realize that you've just completed a full day living in English. This is how shadowing turns into fluency, by making English the language of your life, one moment at a time.
After living an entire day in English together, you've already experienced how natural it can feel to weave the language into your routine. But here's where we take it to the next level, by giving you the exact tools to make speaking English automatic. This is where sentence patterns come in. Think of them as the framework of a building. Once you have strong patterns, you can fill them with any words you need, and suddenly you can express yourself in countless situations without hesitation. We'll start with the simplest, most powerful pattern, I plus action plus object. It may seem basic, but it's the foundation for talking about almost everything you do. I eat breakfast. I drink coffee. I read books. You'll repeat these sentences with me, focusing not just on the words, but on the flow, the rhythm, and the pronunciation. The goal is to train your mouth muscles so these patterns become second nature. So when you're in a real conversation, the words just come out without you having to think. Next, we'll build on that with I plus action plus time, place. This lets you talk about where you go and when you do things. I go to work. I wake up early. I study in the evening. With this pattern, you can describe your schedule, your habits, and your plans. And because you've just spent an entire day describing your activities in English, you already have the perfect context to practice. Then comes a pattern that makes your English sound more personal and expressive. I plus like, need, want, have, plus noun. This one unlocks your ability to share preferences, needs, and possessions. I like tea. I need help. I want a new phone. I have 2 brothers. It's simple yet incredibly powerful for everyday conversation. As we go through these patterns, you'll notice something amazing. You can start mixing them together. Suddenly, you're able to say, I eat breakfast at home, or I want coffee in the morning, or I go to the park every weekend. By combining these building blocks, you're no longer stuck with short, disconnected phrases. You're forming complete, natural sentences that flow together smoothly. The beauty of this method is that it's not about memorizing random sentences you might never use. Instead, you're mastering patterns that can adapt to any topic, any situation. You'll practice them out loud again and again until your brain and your mouth work together effortlessly. And remember, perfection is not the goal here, communication is. Even native speakers make mistakes, but they speak with confidence because they've trained their instincts. That's exactly what you're doing now. Every repetition strengthens your fluency muscles. By the end of this stage, you won't just be living your day in English. You'll be able to talk about it clearly, confidently, and naturally. And once you have these patterns locked in, you'll find it so much easier to share your thoughts, tell your stories, and connect with people in English anytime, anywhere. Now that you've mastered the core sentence patterns and learned how to weave them into your daily life, it's time to focus on something equally important: keeping the momentum alive. This is where many learners stumble. They make progress, feel excited, and then slowly slip back into old habits. But not you. You're going to turn your English practice into a daily ritual, something so natural that skipping it feels like forgetting to brush your teeth. The secret is consistency. Just like exercising, a little bit every day is far more powerful than a big burst once in a while. Remember the building blocks you've practiced: I plus action plus object, I plus action plus time slash place, and I plus like slash need slash want slash have plus noun. These aren't just patterns to memorize, they're tools to use. Each day, choose 1 or 2 patterns and consciously use them as you go about your life. When you make your breakfast, say, I eat eggs. When you check your phone, say, I read messages. On your way to work, say, I go to the office in the morning. The more you integrate these patterns into real situations, the stronger your fluency becomes. But don't stop there. Challenge yourself to describe your entire day in English, just for yourself, before you go to bed. This simple reflection exercise forces your brain to recall vocabulary, form sentences, and strengthen memory. You can do it aloud while brushing your teeth, or even silently in your mind as you drift off to sleep. Another powerful way to keep progressing is to stay connected with English outside of your practice sessions. Watch a short video in English and try to shadow the speaker for a few sentences. Call a friend and exchange a few lines in English. Leave comments on YouTube videos or social media posts using the patterns you've learned. Every interaction, no matter how small, reinforces your skills. And here's something important: be kind to yourself. Progress in language learning is rarely a straight line. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you might stumble over simple words. That's normal. What matters is showing up again tomorrow. Every repetition, every attempt is a step forward. Think about what we've achieved together so far. You've experienced a full day of living in English, learned how to describe it naturally, practiced foundational patterns until they became second nature, and discovered ways to apply them in your real life. This isn't just learning English. It's building a new version of yourself, one who communicates confidently across cultures and connects with people around the world. So tonight, as you close your eyes, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. You're not just speaking English, you're owning it, living it, and making it part of your identity. Tomorrow, you'll wake up ready for another beautiful day, Another chance to grow, another opportunity to speak without fear. Keep practicing, keep believing, and remember, fluency isn't a distant dream. It's something you're creating.